Hi, handsome. Hi, handsome. What are you doing? Hey, good morning, everybody. What are you doing, sir? This is Brittany at Big Cat Rescue here in Tampa, Florida, and I am here with the most amazing cat ever, Jinx. This is Jinx. He's a black leopard. You can very clearly see his spots on his belly and his chest and his legs. He's gonna show me how tough he is while he eats the stick. You're such a ham. Yes, you are. Look at those gorgeous spots. Where are you gonna go? You were in the perfect spot. You could stay here. You could stay here. There we go. Gorgeous boy. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Deb. Handsome man. Jinx is what we guesstimate to be about a 22-year-old leopard. He usually does not act like it. Good morning, Dawn. Biggest leopard finds tiniest stick. Good morning, Tammy. Hi, Michelle. Thank you guys to anybody who's sharing this or tagging your friends. Make sure everybody knows we're here. Hi, Jen. Good morning. Not gonna lie, I might just stand here all day if he stays right here. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. Still dealing with some major allergies, all this standing water. Hi, Kim. Hi, Ruby. So forgive me. I didn't think I was gonna have a voice this morning either. Hi, Pauline. Good morning, Anne. Hi, Kendra. We are on the verge of all-day nap time. Hi, Alice. Hey, Mary. So the cats have already had breakfast. Hey, Chris. Thank you guys for alerting everybody that we're live. I don't know if this will be my only live today. I've heard that there's a variety of things that might take place today. I just don't know for sure. There's a chance we might try to continue handing out watermelons to the cats that are not currently surrounded by too much water. Good morning, Rosie. Hi, Sue. There's also, I've been told that I think Dr. Justin will be coming today just to do some vaccines, but I don't always film that. So, but just in case there's something additional that might be happening, there's a chance that Birdie and Kahira might be placed in an area where they can see each other. Hi, Sonia. And they might be starting the process to introduce those two, but we will see. I know poor Nakoa, I know everybody's really stressing because you watch him cry a lot and he's climbing and he's chewing on everything. Nakoa is a baby bobcat that came in with a pretty severe wound to his paw, and he's on cage rest, and there's just nothing we can do about it. We've got a bunch of toys that we just put on our Amazon wish list. So there's toys for the bobcats, especially Nakoa. There's all kinds of stuff that they just added to the wish list. Right now we really need our mosquito dunks, and so because of all the standing water. And so I think ghillie suits have been added for rehabbers. This Friday is Jamie's birthday, which is our Big Cat Rescue president, and she is doing a fundraiser to help eliminate some of the standing water, as well as anything over her goal, which you guys have already gotten her to her goal, which is amazing. But you can donate, and anything over that is going to go probably mostly to things in the rehab area, but definitely the ghillie suits that we're going to be wearing to care for all the babies once they're outside. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Jocelyn. Good morning, Cindy. Isn't he gorgeous? Other rumor has it that they are finally today going to get back into working on Manny's pool. I think we're very lucky most of it didn't wash away. That's how much rain we've had. So we're trying to get back in the swing of things. There's a million projects going on, and all we can do is take it a day at a time. How do I walk away from you? It's impossible. Absolutely impossible. But yes, Jamie and Afton did just update our Amazon wish list, so you guys can go check that out. Her birthday goal also included building some kind of jungle gym for Moses and Bailey, as they are going to be probably relocated into a different enclosure. They've pretty much been in that same enclosure their whole lives, but with them aging, Moses is in his 20s now. We want to make sure that there's nothing too scary, so we'd be putting a younger cat in their current enclosure where they have all of those stairs and ramps and overhead tunnels and things like that that require a little more balance. And then they would be going to another area, and we want to give them some special things. So, all right, mister. Thanks for hanging out. You really did show that stick who was boss. Do you guys see all of that wood on his platform? He found like a little bit of like a limb and just tore it to pieces. Well, your operant person is here today, so you are going to get lots of treats. All right, well, it looks like we've got almost 400 people watching, so thank you guys for sharing. That is definitely how we alert people that we're live. We've only seen Jinx. I just got started. Let me show you Mr. Manny. Hi, Sneaky. Oh, stop dead in your tracks. You did. You stopped dead in your tracks. Hi, bud. Hi, handsome. How handsome are you? That is super intimidating. Super duper. This is Manny. He's a Jaguar. Definitely one of the most dangerous cats on the planet, let alone at the sanctuary here. Where are you going? See lots of muddy paw prints. That's the only fun thing about getting this much rain. Honestly, there's not much to say about Manny. You just have to kind of drink it in. He's that magnificent. Austin, I don't think that Manny's the only Jaguar we've had. I do believe there were some many years ago, but that was long before my time. I've been here for a little over 6 years now. and we've been around since 1992, so I believe that there were some. I think the story was that there were at least 2, and they were rescued out of somebody's basement. But of course, they have since passed. But he is our only Jaguar as of now. Looks like we have tons of new people, which is awesome. Welcome. Thank you guys very, very much for joining. If you do have questions, I do not always get to see your questions, but that's why there are so many great people in the comments that are going to help you out and try to answer those for you. Hi. He's like, okay, bye. So just as like a little updated peek, absolutely nothing has changed on the pool front at this point, but it is still happening. So it's gonna be pretty awesome. We just have to get the weather and the and the time. All right, one last drive by. See that look. Where are you gonna hang out today? Thank you to everybody who has patience when answering questions as well. When we've got a lot of new people that have no idea what they're seeing, they tend to ask some pretty crazy questions or point things out that are so not true, but you guys are so good at educating. He's like, okay, this is where I'm gonna hang out. Since we do have so many new people, sorry to everybody else who's our regulars, I will go through some of our spiels explaining what we do here. So this is Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. We're on about 67 acres of land, and we have around 50 permanent residents and 5 rehab and release Bobcats at the moment. Get that door closed. We are a nonprofit, so 100% of your donations is what goes to the care of these cats. We rescue cats that have been abandoned, abused, neglected, confiscated from, the different states' authorities. Many of these cats were kept as pets or props. They were used for photos when they were babies and then discarded. We've got 3 cats currently that came from the circus life in Guatemala. We do not buy, sell, trade, breed, touch, or allow any kind of public contact here because we are a true sanctuary. We are accredited by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries. So they hold you to that very high standard. We don't treat these cats like they're pets or props. We just kind of let them retire here. We care for them for the rest of their lives. These cats can never be set free because they were born and raised by humans in cages, relying on people for food. They were not raised by their mothers. They did not learn how to survive like that. And many of them, this is Ginger Serval, all the way up on her very highest part of her platform. So if they're born and raised in captivity, it's not legal or ethical for you to set them free. First of all, this is an African Serval. She is not in Africa. She's in Tampa, Florida, thanks to people that thought she'd make a good pet. Most of these cats are very elderly, or they have a lot of health issues at this point. A lot of these cats are missing their teeth or missing claws. Perfect example of an African Serval right over here. Hopefully she'll stay where she is because that's a really pretty picture. This is Kricket Serval. She was held as a pet in captivity and her owners were vegan, and so they thought their cat should be vegan. And they raised Kricket on a vegetable diet. She's a predator. She's a carnivore. Hi, Cricks. She should be eating 100% meat. These types of cats eat the whole animal. They need that roughage. They need the intestinal meats. That is part of their diet. They're designed for that. And because she was raised on vegetables, every bone in her body is super crooked, unfortunately. She's got pretty bad arthritis. So you can't just set a cat like this free. These cats, unfortunately, what we have to do is end the problem, which is the breeding and the pet trade. And if we could put a stop to that and actually start focusing on caring for these cats in their natural environment, we wouldn't have to exist. We wouldn't need to have sanctuaries that take these cats in and just try to give them the love and respect and the space that they need. We never are going to think that any cage is big enough. These cats should have been born free. But again, until people stop using them and exploiting them, this is the outcome. So that's why there is a need for sanctuaries. So you can't just open your door and set it free. You gotta do some research and educate yourself just a little bit before you think that that's possible. Now, we do rehab and release native Florida species. So we have a Bobcat program here. And right now we have 5 of them that were all orphaned or injured. And local authorities call on us and we go scoop them up and they get all the medical attention they need. We teach them to hunt. We make sure that they're nice and healthy, and then we're able to re-release them. But you can't do that with a lion in Florida. You can't do that with a tiger in Texas. Like, that's not where these animals are from. So if you guys want to help us fight the good fight for these cats, we've got to end the private possession and the cub petting that is what causes most of these cats to languish in cages their whole life. And some of these cats live into their mid-20s. So, in sanctuary life. So that's a very long time to commit to care for something. And again, you guys can help us put an end to this at bigcatact.com. It's for U.S. residents, and it's for you guys to help us put an end to this type of issue. We're going to be one of the only places in the world you're going to hear say that we want to put ourselves out of business, because that's what we truly intend to do. We want to put an end to all of these issues so that we don't have to continue rescuing these poor, sad, injured, elderly cats any longer. Get Ginger up there on her platform. We would rehab panthers. Our rehab enclosures are large enough for that. Unfortunately, we've never been called upon to do that. It seems like they always tend to go to zoos where then they don't actually get rehabbed and released. They just stay there. So that's unfortunate. But yes, we would absolutely do that if we could. Let's see if Zucari's around. I really appreciate your donations. Like I said, we are a nonprofit, so 100% of your donations goes to the care of these cats. They get fed every single day. They get monthly, quarterly, and yearly medications. We have an on-site hospital. We have a vet staff. Hi, Zucari! I know. I snuck up on you. I'm so sorry. It's still very swampy over here. Nor, why wouldn't you think I'd do a live on a day I work? I only don't do lives if I'm volunteering, or it's raining, or there's going to be something super interesting happening in the afternoon instead. So for anybody wanting information about our enclosures, like I said, we don't believe there's ever going to be a cage big enough for these cats. But the reality of it is, again, they can't be set free. So we have a really unique design for all of our enclosures. And I've started a playlist on our secondary YouTube channel, which is dailybigcat.com. And you can find all of the home tours that I've done there, which is really great because it's really hard for anybody to be able to tell how big of an enclosure that somebody has here. So like I'm only showing him on his platform right here, but he's actually got 5 enclosures all the way back to that white wall in the very far distance. And that is super helpful because we can shift them around. I know, you're full of tood this morning. My goodness. Shauna, we have never microchipped the Bobcats. When we set them free, we set them free for the life they were meant to live. I will say that currently Jamie is in talks with the FWC about collaring to start some research on our native Florida Bobcats, but that's in the early stages and we are just not to that point for me to give like a lot of details, but that is something that we're discussing at this point, which would be really, really exciting because there's really nobody like doing that right now in our area. And because we rehab so many cats every year, we could probably get some pretty amazing information on them. So that noise you hear is Victor fogging for mosquitoes, not only for us and our keepers, but also for the cats. Thank you very much for all the donations. I really do feel terrible that as of right now, Facebook still doesn't show me who or what you guys are donating, but I do know that I can see it when I get back to my desk. I just unfortunately cannot thank you personally, but I assure you, like, it means the world to me when you guys donate. It definitely helps me feel better about the job that I'm doing here, but also because these cats deserve it. They deserve every single thing that you guys give them and provide for them because they've had rough lives. Most of them were trapped in very small rooms or living in people's garages or basements, or they might have a dog run outside, or, you know, just not good environments, not for what these amazing animals deserve. So I do see a Mr. Hutch, so we're gonna go see Mr. Hutch. Gonna hang with some Servals today. On Monday, I showed you guys every single tiger that lives here. And on Wednesday, we did kind of all of the hybrids, practically, not all of them, but most of them. Let's see, what's the best way to get to him? So everything I'm passing is Hutch's enclosure, but he is all the way in the back of it. So it'll take me a minute to get around there. I try to go live every single day that I am here. I'm here Sundays through Thursdays, weather permitting, of course, and time permitting. I can't lie. There are some days where I'm just like, I can't even go out for 20 minutes. I've got too much to do. So all of those accumulate at dailybigcat.com. And there's a whole playlist there called Q&A with Brittany. Also the home tour playlist. And every week I try to show you a brand new variety of cats so that we're not constantly looking at the same cat over and over again. Oh, there's a Nala on our coolaroo. Hi, can I say hi, babe? You are just too pretty for me to pass up. Look at that Nala. So again, the reason we've got so many African Servals here is because people think that because they're a smaller exotic cat that they're going to be manageable as a pet, and it couldn't be further from the truth. It doesn't matter male or female. They are always going to spray urine everywhere. Very few of them are going to learn to use a litter box. They are extremely destructive. They chew, they scratch, they bite. They might bond to one person in your family and then attack everyone else. So Nala here was a privately owned pet, and when her owner got very, very ill and was about to pass away, the family was like, what do we do with this cat? None of us can handle her. Like, they're all scared of her because, you know, Servals are intense. An African Serval in the wild is one of the best hunters. They are fierce predators, and they have to survive along some of the world's biggest predators. So lions and hyenas and leopards. and they've got to like hold their own. So that is why these guys should never be pets, and they shouldn't be used to create other pets either. The Serval is used over and over again to create Savannah Cats and other hybrids, and unfortunately that leaves a very confused cat because they're half domestic and they're half Serval, and so they might look like a Serval and act like a Serval, but somewhere in there the owners were hoping they would act like a domestic cat. And I have a domestic cat and she bites the heck out of me all the time randomly. So you can't gauge that as a theory in your mind either. Like, a cat is a cat, but these cats get huge. I mean, Servals can be up to 40 pounds. Nala Bean, you are so pleasant today. Thank you. She never lets me hang out with her, so this is nice. Are they fogging so that you don't have so many mosquitoes? So we 100% don't agree with people trying to make hybrids or make any of these exotic cats into pets. It sends the wrong message. That's why we do not pet these cats for many reasons. It's disrespectful. They would never let you pet them in the wild. So trapping them in a cage and then forcing your wishes, like your days are limited on when that cat is going to attack you. All you got to do is check the news every single day, and somewhere in the world, someone has been attacked by an exotic animal that they were trying to use as a photo prop or have as a pet, or they get trampled by something that kids were supposed to ride around on. Like, we just don't think these animals should be exploited like that. And that is definitely our big mission here. Oh, mister, you moved. You're gonna lay in your lockout? That doesn't look very good. Hi, love bug. This is Hutch. You better come out of there. Let's go to a drier area. Come on, Hutch. Let's go this way. So he was just in a feeding lockout, which is just like a little box off the side of their enclosure where he can come in and get food and water, but we can also vaccinate him or catch him if we need to. There we go. Let's come back over here. Even though it's 2x4 wire, it's drier. Handsome man. I'm kind of excited about this. I got the spreadsheet turned over to me for cat moves so that I can keep a better track of who went and when and how long they were there, and how did they like it? What was it easy to catch them, to take them to funcation and things like that. So I'm excited because Hutch is on the list. So we're going to ask Dr. Justin if he thinks it'd be okay. Hutch has a very bad, like, dislocated knee, similar to what King Tut has. And there's so little left in it that when we talked to some specialists, they didn't know or think with his age and everything if he would be able to handle a surgery like that. So we basically just keep him comfortable. He gets some medications that help with pain and arthritis and things like that. And we were just afraid he would do something crazy out in funcation, but I don't think he's that much of a climber like that. So we'll see. We're going to see if we can get it approved, because Hutch went out onto our 22,000 square foot funcation enclosure one other time and absolutely loved it. Well, we agree that breeding and captivity and cub petting and owning these cats as pets should be illegal. And state to state, each state has different regulations for that. Now, whether they implement them or not, that's a whole other argument. But we agree it shouldn't be a thing. So again, if you're a U.S. resident, we could really, really use your support by supporting the Big Cat Public Safety Act. We have a lot of momentum this year. We're really hoping that it passes this year. And for that reason, you guys can go to bigcatact.com, and that website will just ask you a little bit of information, and then it'll help you contact all of your legislators. And then you guys can help us get that passed. I think if we can get that passed, we can reshift our focus and continue to care for the cats we already have, and then we'll be open to start in new directions. So thank you very, very much to everybody who already makes the call of the wild every week, but we need more of you. We need you guys contacting your representatives. All right, sweet boy. Well, we've been on a Serval tour, so I'm gonna feel really bad if I don't show the rest of them. So let's see about a Des real quick. It's assuming I can find them. We did start out with Jinx and Manny. If you guys missed anything from the beginning of this, there he is. Des is another one of those incredibly important stories. He was obviously used as a pet or a breeder. Hi, cute boy. But he was found almost dead on the side of the road in Arizona with only 3 legs. And nobody claimed him. Tons of news coverage. He probably got injured in a breeding scheme, or maybe he got to be too expensive because obviously they had amputated his leg and they abandoned him, or he escaped. That also happens. If you guys just saw yet another story in Atlanta about a Serval showing up in somebody's house that was not theirs. It's endless. That's why we gotta get a grip on this in the US. And so anyway, Des has been here since 2009 now, but still only has 3 legs. When they found him, they said he was a female, but he was definitely neutered. And when we did an exam on him here, we discovered that he was a boy. So Desiree became Des. He is definitely, if you'd see him fully standing up, he is huge. Absolutely. Probably the biggest Serval I've ever seen, for sure. And he is full belly napping. Let's see if there is an Illithia and a Diablo, and then we'll circle back around to Sheena. That's probably where we'll wrap up for today. As I mentioned, there potentially might be other lives this afternoon. Weather permitting, of course. But I really appreciate everybody who was brand new today, and then all of you who are here every day and still listening to all of my all of my spiels. I moved here for a reason. I'm extremely passionate about the mission here at Big Cat Rescue. And even though last year really hurt some of us pretty deeply with the lies that came out of Tiger King, I do think some good is coming out of it. Hi! I think more and more people are finally like, what? People have tigers and people have all these exotic animals at their house, and they could be my neighbor, and it could get out and it could maul my child or my dog. Like, it's a big cat public safety issue. Let's just put it that way. So really appreciate all your support. This is Diablo. So Diablo is one of those Savannah cats that we mentioned earlier. Half Serval, half domestic cat. He looks a little bit of both. He's very exotic looking, but he definitely doesn't look like a Serval. And he did not make a good pet at all. He prefers to just kind of be left alone. You're so handsome though, little tiny gentleman. Thank you for giving me a moment. You and Nala must have had a team meeting. You're like, she's not that bad. Actually, Diablo's always been pretty good around me. He's one of the few cats that like never ever shows anybody like personality. He pretty much just ignores you. There's a few of us here that he does, but I can give him enrichment and he'll come right over and play. And I think through the years, he's finally warming up. Oh, hi. I was gonna walk right past you, beautiful. You found a spot, didn't you? It's not a good spot for me to show you, but here, maybe I can walk around this way. If you want to look this way, you flattened out a spot. You're like, that spot's not cozy anymore. I had to move over. Hi, Illithia. So again, Illithia was turned over by her owners because they realized that she just was not going to make a good pet. They built a big structure in their garage, but the HOA was like, which makes a lot of sense. It's not that the owners don't love them or care or try to do the right thing, but when you don't get all of the facts and you think, oh, I'll be different, well, not really. So Illithia is one of our youngest Servals. She's only a few years old. We've got a couple really young Bobcats, one very young tiger, and a couple younger Servals. Well, you laid in the tall grass. What did you expect? I'm sure it tickles a lot. I know, honey. That's the official Serval hello. So much like a tiger chuffs, Servals hiss. You're so beautiful, though. Look how beautiful you are. You are so beautiful. We have 7 or 8. Somebody can correct me on how many Servals we have right now. When I first started, we had like 20 or more. But again, when you're in the rescue business like this, you see some of the worst cases of abuse and neglect. You see, you know, animals that develop cancer and pass away, and there's just so many reasons why this is an incredibly difficult world to be in. All done with me? Okay, I get it. Thank you for these moments, though. All right, I think the only Serval that we did not see in this live feed is Sheena and Servie. So what I'm gonna do is pop over to see, let's see. I'll grab my cart, that'll make this faster. So we will circle back and try to see Sheena, and then we'll go over and try to see Servie, and then that's where I'm gonna call it a day. The only Serval, he is still on his platform, just stalking. The only Serval that literally never ever used to hiss at me was Pharaoh. All the rest of them, even Zucari, who's actually really sweet to me sometimes, he just has his moments. These cats are unpredictable. You can't just think that you're gonna tame something that's naturally wild. Let's just leave this here for a second. Let's go find Sheena. There she is. Hi. Hi. Well, Nor, the only time Hutch has ever hissed at me is if food is involved. Hi, Sheena. Look at that pretty lady. Or the first time that I ever groomed him with one of the long retractable scratchers, he hissed at me then. So I was like, oh, even you, sir, have that exact attitude of a Serval. You're fine, I won't follow. We'll stay over here. I have mad respect for you, Sheena. So Sheena is in that same boat. Was a privately owned pet. They realized very quickly that was not a good idea. She uses her little moss rock as a tree, or as a pillow. I know, my goodness. I'm still not coming over there. Well, thank you again to everybody who's really helped out all of our new viewers. You guys can always contact us or leave comments, and we've got so many people that go through every comment on every post and every live that I promise we'll get back to you, and if not, ask again. Beautiful lady. So pretty. You're so pretty. Oh, lady. And thank you again for all the donations. We've been here since 1992. We have changed a lot. This is not the same place that started in 1992. But last year when COVID came about, we did close down. We used to give guided educational tours. Sorry guys, I gotta get this gate, and it's not easy with one hand. Plus I cut my fingers, so I'm like struggling. So we have been closed since March of 2020. That's losing hundreds of thousands of dollars for these cats. Oh, there's a sneaky Nabisco. What are you sneaking about? Look how sneaky. It's a bobcat. We're on a mission for Servals though, so we've got to get that. So that is why your donations are so important at this point, because we have not reopened to the general public. So we're gonna go swing around and see Miss Servie. If you missed any of the lives this week or last week, or my goodness, I think I've done probably close to 1,000 lives now, and all of those can be found all the way back from 2018 to now. Looks like we had a huge storm come through, but that was just Victor. But you can go to dailybigcat.com and find just years and years worth of live videos. So Victor has been going through and trimming down some of the really heavy branches before they would ever fall on their own. We'd rather get them out now. We're also opening up the canopy a little bit in order to help everything dry out a little bit more. There's a Servie Serval. My goodness. Hi, Serv. So Servie's in her early 20s. She's a cancer survivor. Right, baby? She's like, you didn't bring food. You didn't bring food. So you can see that Victor was able to repair her waterfalls. So no mosquitoes for our girl. So again, go to dailybigcat.com. You can find the one from Monday that had all the tigers. I did one on Wednesday because I was volunteering on Tuesday this week. And if we happen to hand out watermelons, I might try to go live, or you guys can watch from the Explore cameras. And I just really appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning, so thank you. I don't have a virtual tour scheduled for this Sunday because I don't have a guide, but weather permitting, I'll probably do kind of a general walkabout again like this at some point. And I will also try to do a live on Instagram today before my weekend. So thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for following us on social media and commenting and liking each other's posts and sharing things. It just means the world to me. So thank you guys.